What is up, guys? It's a Fluffy Angel here. Welcome back to the channel. And for today's video, I wanted to give you guys a manga review on a series I recently read, and that is Livingstone. Livingstone is a 4-volume manga series done by Tomohiro and illustrated by Jinsei Kataoka, who you also may know as the illustrator for Dead Man Wonderland. So if you really liked her artwork there, then you'll really like the artwork of this series. Here is Volume 1. A thing that I really like about these English releases done by Kodansha is that all of the volumes really stand out on the shelf, and just the artwork by Jinsei Kataoka is just gorgeous as well. She does a really great job in the series, which is a really big positive for me that I'll discuss later on in the video. Here is Volume 3. But they're not, uniform on the shelf in that aspect. Like a lot of series just go, plain one color, whereas I really like this, how it can really stand out on any bookshelf, as I really do enjoy collecting manga, as you guys can see. So it's always nice getting one of those series that likes to, break the formula of traditional spine arts. And here is Volume 4. I don't quite have it yet. It's coming in the mail, but nonetheless, I wanted to get this review out to you guys sooner rather than later. So without further ado, let's get right into the story of Livingstone. Livingstone follows our two main characters, Sakurai and Amano, and their job is to basically save a person's life, but at the same time help them end it. In this world, every person's soul gets turned into a stone once they die, and the quality of that stone can depend on if the person died when they should have, or if they died too early, or if they killed themselves, or died in an accident. Any sort of situation like that can really affect how a person's soul is turned out. So the job of Sakurai and Amaro is to go in at pivotal points in these people's lives, such as the moment before death, or if they're contemplating suicide, and try to extract their soul in the best way possible. Meaning, if the person is meant to die in 5 minutes, then they will extract the soul after that 5 minutes and help the person pass away peacefully. But if they are looking to commit suicide, they will try and talk the person out of it, as their soul might be tainted, and leave these spores around that will basically cause negative energy in the environment. Or they, if the person gives them permission to extract their soul now while it's pure before they kill themselves, they will do that. But as a result, the person will remain soulless, and the hard aspect of that job comes into play when they actually need to dispose of the body, as it's just an empty crucible for the soul. The story of Livingstone is presented through episodic chapters, meaning that every chapter has its own story where the main characters are thrust into these new situations and have to use their judgments a little differently than they otherwise would. It also allows, through these episodic chapters, for the characters to grow as well, where we learn a little more about their backstories, their aspirations, what their motivations are, when coming into the job, what their fears are and anxieties when it comes to the job itself, as it does deal with a lot of heavy stuff, such as life and death. And the story does delve a little bit into those philosophical topics, but it doesn't do so in a way where it overwhelms the reader, which I really did enjoy. And there are little notes, at least in the English release, where throughout the different chapters, the manga writer actually gives his own personal take on these topics as well, and also discusses why he chose to write this series and talk about the topics that he did. So I really enjoyed that aspect. The story overall was really enjoyable, other than a small hiccup toward the latter half of the series, where instead of continuing with these episodic chapters, it decides to delve into the backstory of one of the main characters and devotes the whole last arc to it, which really broke up the pacing for me as a reader, and kind of got me confused, as it took its time with these chapters, allowing the reader to slowly get exposed to these characters, slowly get attached, and find reasons to like them, to suddenly, chapter after chapter, going on this one mission to find out this one character's backstory, and just a lot happens at once, and it's really hard to digest as a reader, which I didn't really enjoy. I really wish that they stuck with this episodic format, except every chapter actually explored the background of one character and allowed them to grow in that aspect, with the first two chapters being about the two main characters. The characters of a series can really make or break it, and I'm really happy to say that the characters of Livingstone are really great. I can relate to every single one of them in terms of the different situations they were put in, both the main characters and the supporting characters, with the exception of some, as some of these situations that these characters are thrust into are really challenging to an average person. Not that they aren't average, they're still exposed to the same emotions as we are. Obviously, the circumstances are a little different where they have to try and save a person's soul or life. But the characters are really fleshed out, especially the two main characters. Though I do have that hiccup with the later chapters with one of the characters. Nonetheless, the manga writer did a really fantastic job at putting these different stereotypes or different types of individuals in the story that anyone that read the manga could relate to, or been like, hey, I've been put into that situation, where then the two main characters are put into there to try and resolve it. So I really did enjoy the characters. I think that the manga writer did a fantastic job at not making them feel annoying or overexposing them too much or glorifying them. They really tried to make the two individuals with supernatural powers really down to earth and really relatable, which I really did enjoy as well. The final aspect that I wanted to discuss is the art of the series in general. I'm going to have a couple panels here displaying some of the panels in the story. But the manga artist, she was the same artist for Dead Man Wonderland, so a lot of that unique art style is in this story as well, which I really did enjoy. The characters are really well drawn. The different supernatural elements are really drawn as well, such as Sakurai being transported into this other world, the souls. You can see really nice souls and really tainted, destroyed souls. They're each drawn in their own unique way, which I really did enjoy. And the spores and the creatures of the world itself is also fantastically drawn. Everything, down to the character design, the character looks, they're all very unique, which was really great, as a lot of the characters were not an eyesore, as you typically see with these shonens and a lot of the supernatural series where everything just looks generic and all the characters look the same and you can tell one from another. So this was a really nice fresh breath of air, which I really did enjoy about this series. Do I think you should pick up Livingstone? Absolutely. At just 4 volumes long, you can't really go wrong with the commitment to this series, as you can read through it in a weekend. In terms of cost, it should, if you're looking around for deals, you can typically get the series for around $35-$40, which is not too bad at all. If you're, you have that in your budget, or you even want to pick up the manga volumes one by one. Like I said, the way that the story is presented through the episodic formats at first, you could really, pick up the first volume and see if you like it. See if you like the world and the characters and just the story that's presented to you. I really picked this up, on a whim. I didn't really know much about it other than the manga artist was also the artist for Dead Man Wonderland, and I'm really glad I did, because I really got an enjoyable read out of it, and I really did go into this expecting a horror manga, but I ended up getting something more than that, which I really did enjoy as well. As you would think that supernatural elements and life and death would deal a lot with horror, but it's more of a character drama, which I really did enjoy, and it allowed me to relate to these characters and really think to myself, wow, what would I do if I was put in this situation, or really made me rethink some of the aspects of my life, which I really did enjoy. But nonetheless, if you guys are looking for a new series, Livingstone is definitely the way to go. Like I said, it's a really short series, so you can get through it pretty quickly. So if you guys can, I would definitely pick this one up. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support on the channel. I hope you guys like this new review format. I've been, really excited to get this out for you guys for a very long time. If you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe, like the video, share this with your friends, as I want the series to get a lot of exposure, as there isn't too much discussion on it, which I really think is a shame. If you haven't done so already, go check this one out. I really do mean it. I highly recommend this series. Let me know down below what you guys are currently reading, and I would, like to get some recommendations as well, as I'm always looking for new stuff to read. As always, I hope you enjoy whatever it is you guys are doing. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.